You might not think about it, but every shimmering skyline and glassy facade in our cities starts with something as ordinary as sand. It's the key ingredient in concrete, the foundation of roads and bridges, and even the glass that shields us from the elements. Sand is everywhere, hidden in plain sight. And it's not just about buildings. Microchips, smartphone screens, and even solar panels all rely on it. Today, the global sand market is valued at more than $70 billion, and it's only getting bigger as urbanization and technological growth surge ahead. Demand has tripled over the last 20 years, with some estimates saying we extract 50 billion tons of sand each year. But while sand seems like an endless resource, spilling across deserts and shorelines, the reality is starkly different. Riverbeds are being stripped bare, beaches are disappearing, and entire ecosystems are under threat. And that's just scratching the surface. Beneath the billion-dollar trade in sand lies a dark underbelly, a world of smuggling, violence, and environmental destruction that's reshaping coastlines and displacing communities. This is the story of the billion-dollar sand trade, a story of insatiable demand, massive profits, and a global crisis that's only beginning to unfold. From concrete jungles to coastal resorts, none of it would exist without sand. Sand is one of the most extracted materials on Earth, second only to water. It's the main ingredient in concrete, the gray matter holding our world together. Skyscrapers, highways, airports, all of it starts with sand. But it doesn't stop there. Sand is also essential for glass, the windows and facades that define modern skylines. And in the tech world, refined silica sand becomes the basis for microchips, the brains of everything from your smartphone to electric cars. The sheer scale is staggering. Each ton of cement needs about 6 tons of sand to hold it together. With global cement production topping 4 billion tons a year, that translates to trillions of tons of sand being pulled from rivers, beaches, and quarries. The numbers have exploded alongside global development. In the last 2 decades alone, the world's demand for sand has tripled, driven by rapid urbanization in Asia and Africa. As the pace of building accelerates, so does the need for sand. Towering cranes, cement mixers rumbling through city streets, glass factories churning out sheets of glass. They're all part of a silent but colossal sand trade. But here's the problem. Not all sand is created equal. It's easy to imagine the endless dunes of the Sahara or the Arabian Desert as the answer to the world's construction boom. But those golden grains are too smooth, shaped by centuries of wind erosion. They don't bind well in concrete, making them useless for the structures we rely on. Instead, the real prize is river and coastal sand. Their jagged edges and rough texture make them the perfect fit for construction. They're the gold standard in the building world. The demand for this gritty, high-quality sand is staggering. Global consumption has tripled in the last 2 decades, driven by urban expansion in Asia and the Middle East. The United Nations has sounded the alarm. Sand is now being extracted faster than nature can replenish it. In some places, rivers have been stripped of their beds, beaches have vanished, and entire ecosystems have been pushed to the brink. So, where's all this sand coming from? Across the world, the rush for sand has turned into a global empire, an industry hidden in plain sight. In China, cement consumption has exploded. In just 3 years, China used more cement than the United States did during the entire 20th century. That's a staggering volume of sand, fueling the relentless growth of megacities. Singapore, a tiny island nation, has expanded its territory by nearly a quarter since the 1960s. How? By importing millions of tons of sand for land reclamation, building new land where the sea once was. The sand trade is global and lucrative. Countries like India, China, Indonesia, and Malaysia have become key players, with vast networks of sand mining operations feeding both domestic projects and international buyers. Construction giants, middlemen, and even black market smugglers are all part of this booming business. Rivers and beaches across Asia and Africa are being stripped bare to feed the demands of faraway cities. And while some of this trade is legal, much of it exists in the shadows, pushing fragile ecosystems to the brink. But the boom in sand is fueling something far more sinister. Sand has become so lucrative that entire criminal syndicates are involved. In India, Powerful sand mafias dominate much of the trade, turning rivers and coastal areas into battlefields. These networks rake in billions of dollars every year, supplying the raw material for the high-rise apartments and shopping malls sprouting up across the country. Their methods are brutal. Activists, journalists, and even government officials who stand in the way have been silenced, sometimes permanently. In some cases, entire villages have been displaced as riverbanks collapse and water tables drop, threatening livelihoods and clean drinking water. And this isn't just an Indian problem. In Kenya, illegal sand miners have stripped riverbeds so aggressively that bridges have collapsed, cutting off communities from vital trade routes. Across Southeast Asia, sand piracy has left coastlines scarred, while fueling conflicts that pit local communities against powerful interests. The environmental costs are just as alarming. Beaches are disappearing as sand is shipped off to build new luxury resorts. Rivers are choked with silt and pollutants, devastating aquatic life. Once thriving ecosystems are now little more than extraction sites with no hope of natural recovery. And here's the real kicker. There's no global regulation for sand, no binding international treaties, no coordinated efforts to manage one of the most consumed resources on Earth. It's a Wild West, where money talks and rivers pay the ultimate price. The world extracts 50 billion tons of sand every year, enough to build a wall 27 meters high around the equator. This staggering demand leaves a brutal mark. Rivers are gouged out, beaches vanish, and once stable islands slowly sink beneath the waves. Satellite images reveal scars in riverbeds that were once lush ecosystems, now reduced to lifeless pits. Environmental experts warn that sand mining is reshaping entire landscapes. According to the United Nations, unchecked extraction threatens freshwater supplies and increases the risk of flooding as riverbanks collapse. The damage is plain to see. Coastal communities are losing their defenses against rising seas. Fisheries collapse as habitats are destroyed. Disappearing beaches are only the most visible sign of a far-reaching environmental crisis. So, what's being done about it? With the scale of destruction clear, some countries and industries are starting to rethink how we source sand. Indonesia, once one of the world's biggest sand exporters, has imposed a ban on sand exports to stop the plundering of its riverbeds and coastal areas. India, which has long struggled with rampant illegal mining, is strengthening its mining regulations. New rules aim to track the supply chain more closely, prevent riverbank erosion, and protect local communities. But enforcement is only part of the puzzle. Around the world, engineers and researchers are looking for alternatives to traditional sand. In the Netherlands and Germany, recycled construction materials, like crushed concrete and glass, are being used in place of fresh river or coastal sand. This circular economy approach reduces waste and takes some pressure off natural ecosystems. Other countries are experimenting with using quarry dust or manufactured sand produced by crushing rocks, offering a more sustainable alternative that doesn't rely on stripping riverbeds bare. Beyond alternative materials, some regions are pushing for more responsible mining practices. In Malaysia and Bangladesh, river restoration efforts are underway, replanting mangroves and rebuilding natural barriers once the sand has been taken. These projects are slow and costly, but they're critical to stabilizing fragile environments. Yet, the challenges are immense. Corruption and weak enforcement often allow illegal sand mining to thrive. And as urban populations soar, the demand for new buildings and for sand keeps rising. So even as these solutions take hold, they're running up against a construction boom that shows no signs of slowing down. The billion-dollar sand trade is booming, but at a cost. From the shimmering skylines of megacities to the homes and highways that connect them, sand is the hidden backbone of modern life. But its extraction has turned rivers into wastelands, coastlines into vanishing memories, and communities into collateral damage. As the world keeps building, the race for sand will only intensify. More cities, more concrete, more glass, all demanding more of this seemingly endless resource. But here's the final punch. We're literally running out of the ground beneath our feet. The future of the sand trade and the world's natural landscapes depends on what we do next. So what's the real price of progress? Let's keep the conversation going.